So y'all want to know some fucked up Sophie's Choice level shit? For those of you who don't understand the Sophie's Choice reference, it was a story about a woman who was forced by the Nazis to choose which child would survive the Holocaust and which one would be killed and all this. You know, it's like a horrible choice. A choice you don't want to make. Well, apparently a study has come out that says that playing Skrillex may help ward off mosquito bites. The EDM artist's mix of very high and low frequency beats discourages the insects from biting victims having sex. You know your music fucking sucks when even mosquitoes are like, this is annoying. Why do we have to make that fucking choice? All this time, it's like, how can we solve the mosquito problem? How can we solve the mosquito problem? Scientists are working on the answer, you know? We can alter their genes to make it where they're infertile, and maybe we can breed this species to eat the mosquitoes, and then they'll all die, and maybe we can fucking come up with some kind of crazy repellent, or we can, you know, like all the shit people have used, like nets and bug spray and fucking... What's those candles? Citronella or some bullshit candle that doesn't fucking work. No matter what you do, they're just always there, always fucking... And it turns out the one fucking thing that may help is the one goddamn thing more annoying than the fucking mosquitoes in the first place. Well, I have other news for you. By the way, the earliest articles I could find about that study were dated April 1st, which is April Fool's Day, but they seem like they were all from legitimate sources. Drop my hat. They seem like they were all from legitimate sources, so I don't think it was an April Fool's Day joke, but maybe it is. Don't publish a fucking news report about a study on April Fool's Day. It just leads one to wonder. Anyway, here's a word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is Raid Shadow Legends.
Easy, everyone. Every dragon has a weak spot. If I can hit it just right.
She's right, you guys. We just gotta find the weak spots. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I hope his weak spot was in his stomach, because that's where she ended up. Okay, gotcha. Everything you know about mobile games, forget it! Because this ain't your grandpappy's mobile RPG, no sir. This is the most ambitious RPG of 2019. With graphics to rival PC and console games, all in the palm of your hands and totally free. It's got all those sexy features you love in an RPG, including an amazing storyline, awesome 3D graphics, giant boss battles, PvP battles, and hundreds of champions to collect and customize. And they didn't skimp on the character designs. Every single character, every single champion is a work of art. They all look great. Raid is getting real big, real fast, and starting early will give you a definite advantage. There's an upcoming special tournament with crazy prizes. Please don't forget to join my clan. Just search for TJ Clan and hit me up. So go to the description of this video now and download Raid only through my link to get 50,000 silver immediately and a free epic champion as part of the new player program courtesy of the very generous dev team. I'll see you there. Had an interesting trip to the grocery store earlier. First thing that happened, we were walking through the parking lot, me and my wife, and heard some people yelling, some black people yelling, you know, screaming top of their lungs like, can't be doing that shit, blah, 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 blah. And all the white people turned to look, and we all kind of made eye contact. We had the same thought in our heads, like, you know, is this like about to be a conflict, or is this just like normal black people stuff? You know, and we can't ask that. We can't, walk up and be like, pardon me. Me and the fellow whites were wondering. Can't do it. Can't do it. So you just have to discern for yourselves. I think we all came to the conclusion that it was just typical black people shit. But for a moment there, we were like, oh shit, are the bullets about to start flying? I am scared, for I am white and I am lame. And then the whole store was like everyone was like, it was like Mad Max fucking Fury Road in there. People just running their carts into each other. People slitting each other's throats to get the last fucking cream-filled donut and fucking all kinds of shit going on. And then the fucking cashier, we walk up to her. She looks like the fucking Wicked Witch of the West's uglier, bitchier sister or something. And my wife's like, hey, how you doing? In her like fake smiley voice that's nothing like her real personality. Like, hey, how's it going? And this woman who no longer has a fake personality is just like, nothing. We should start putting groceries on the belt. We're like, all right, here you go. First thing she does, she takes our milk and she sets it over by the register. We're like, okay. She bags all our groceries and I pay, and then it's just like, okay, you gonna give us our milk now? Is that your milk? Yeah. What? Who's do you fucking think it is, you cunt? I don't know. She sounded like she smoked like 50 packs a day, too. It was like, is that your milk? And she checks the receipt. I mean, you just rung this shit up. You rung it up. You set it over there behind the cash register. Me and Chelsea think she was trying to steal the milk. She's like, ooh, the good milk. This is the fancy organic milk that, I could only buy with an hour's worth of salary here, so I'm gonna hide it away. And then when they're out of sight, I'll take it to my car, Trying to steal my milk. I don't think so, bitch. Not on my fucking watch. Anyway, you don't care about that. That's just irrelevant bullshit. Let's talk about a news story. Something that's important. Something that matters. TM. So Easter worshipers. You guys hear about this? Both Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton issued a statement about the Islamic attacks on Christians in Sri Lanka, and they said, this is Barack Obama, he said, the attacks on tourists and Easter worshipers in Sri Lanka are an attack on humanity. On a day devoted to love, redemption, and renewal, we pray for the victim and stand with the people of Sri Lanka. And Hillary Clinton said, on this holy week for many faiths, we must stand united against hatred and violence. I'm praying for everyone affected by today's horrific attacks on Easter worshipers and travelers in Sri Lanka. And of course, because it's the latest thing for conservatives to zero in on some word or phrase that didn't, it's like you were insufficiently specific about this. And at least this time they had a suggestion. When they got mad at Ilhan Omar the other day for calling the Notre Dame Cathedral art and architecture, they didn't even have a suggestion as to what she should have said. This time they have a suggestion. Brittany Pettibone says, what the heck is an Easter worshiper? The term that these people are going to such painfully ludicrous lengths to avoid using is Christian. They should have said Christians. Because what the fuck is an Easter worshiper? Now, a lot of the right-wingers are trying to act like what's being said is that these are people who worship Easter. When what's clearly meant is these are worshipers attending an Easter Mass. Worshipper is a description of what they are, being in a church, and Easter is a description of the time at which they are there. Okay, just to make that clear. Yeah, we're actually called Christians, not Easter worshipers. Wouldn't hurt to maybe just say that. Raise your hand if you've never heard the term Easter worshiper until Barry and Hillary whipped it out today. Raise your hand if you, who gives a shit what term you've heard before, you fucking retard? No one cares about your personal experience with the fucking term. Maybe do a little research and find out if the term existed before that. Because guess what? It did. Despite what I saw a headline that said, Hillary makes up a new term, Easter worshippers. Oh, she made it up. She made up a new term, huh? It's weird how Fox News actually printed an article called Tourist Easter Worshippers Lament Closure of Notre Dame just a few days before the Sri Lanka attack. I think actually the day before the Sri Lanka attacks. This was actually a reprint of an AP article that was published all over the place. And it uses the term Easter worshippers. Not good enough for you? How about from the website of the Episcopal Diocese of Central New York, where I found a picture that was captioned, "The Rev. Canon Carey Schofield Broadbent with two festive Easter worshippers at St. James Church in Pulaski." Uh-oh. Looks like there's a use of the term Easter worshippers there. That was from 2017. Also from 2017, I found on the Shallowford Presbyterian Church in Atlanta's website, while they were promoting a Easter Sunday breakfast, they said, Shallowford invites friends, family, neighbors, and all Easter worshipers to join us for a delectable Easter morning breakfast, 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Do you think anyone wrote that church's website like, hey guys, what the fuck, are we not called Christians anymore? We're just supposed to be called Easter worshipers now? How many angry letters you think that church received about using the term Easter worshipers there instead of Christians? I'm gonna guess a big fat fucking 0. Because, like, any controversy where you have to act like you're fucking retarded to make the controversy work is probably not much of a fucking controversy. Like, we're literally supposed to believe that these conservatives, these adult grown-ass human beings, do not understand what the term Easter worshippers means, and that they think it's some kind of sidestep to not say the word Christian. Here's the Winston-Salem Journal back in 2015. Here's an excerpt from an article called Thousands Flock to Easter Sunrise Service in Old Salem. As the sun crept above the horizon on a backsplash of golden sky, thousands of Easter worshippers stood ready to greet it, reveling in the beauty of a sunrise that appeared to have been painted by God himself. Wow, sounds so anti-Christian, doesn't it? The earliest usage I could find of the term Easter worshippers actually dates back to 1875 from the monthly packet of evening readings for members of the English church, where they printed a poem, and one of the verses of the poem was, "And so it chanced, if chance there be, those Easter worshippers might see one primrose passing fair, it shone for God with a pallid gloss, the center flower of central boss, upon the sacred altar cross, its life, its offering there." Easter worshippers, as a fucking term, has been around for fucking more than a century now. So I don't give a flying fuck if goddamn Jake Posobiec, or whatever the fuck his stupid, retarded, backwards ass name is, has ever heard the term before. It's a term, dipshit, and it's used all the time. And I guarantee you, in any other fucking context, you would understand exactly what it means. You would be able to somehow wrap your mind around it. And I know that you still can. That's the sad thing. You know, you're not a fucking idiot. I mean, maybe you are, I don't know. But I don't think you're that much of an idiot. I just think that you think that the people who are following your Twitter are that big of idiots that they can't understand the fucking term Easter worshippers means worshippers attending an Easter Mass. You fucking retard. You sicken me. You sicken me, sir. Blech! All right, now we're going to talk about the different levels of fat people. So you got your Seth Rogen type fat fuck, and now he's like super skinny now, but in the phase of his life where this picture was taken, he was just the Seth Rogen fat fuck. Now he's been fatter than this, and now he's skinnier than this, but this is that middle ground, middle of the road Seth Rogen where he's just chubby. You know? And this is about fat men, by the way. Not fat women. They got a whole other system. We could talk about that some other time, maybe. But this is the first level of fat where you're just kind of chubby. You know? It almost looks kind of cute, you know? It's not too disgusting yet. It's just like you're not quite physically fit. You're a little bit chubby. Maybe you should eat a few less Oreos a week. Then you get to Trump and Rush Limbaugh levels of fat. And by the way, if I weren't so constrained by, PC bullshit culture, I could point out what a fucking faggot our president looks in this picture in his stupid fucking golf shirt. In fact, if I were to put on a golf shirt like that, I'd probably have about the same physique as Trump at a fucking glance. So he's a 72-year-old man who's every bit as fat as I am, and yet he gets a clean bill of health every time his health review comes up. They're like, oh, he's miraculously healthy, unbelievably healthy, just has the best genes in the universe, I guess. I don't think so, motherfucker. 72 years old and as fat as me, you got some problems. And then you get to Chris Christie level of fat, where, your fat starts to be, at this point, funny. You just look at this picture, it's impossible not to find it fucking funny. And by the way, what the fuck is going on in this picture? I'm too mature to laugh at the weird fucking thing that's happening in his crotch area. I guess you could call that a camel toe? I don't know what you'd call that. Look, kids, this is where cream cheese is made. I don't know, dude. It's fucking weird looking. But I'm too mature to point that out, honestly. I'm way too mature. Then you can get to this fucker's level, where you just look like the fucking Goodyear blimp. And this is where it still might be a little funny. Depends on your sense of humor. But even if it is funny at that point, it's like a dark funny. It's like a gallows humor kind of funny. It's like a laugh because you don't know what else to do kind of funny. And then, of course, you get to the level where it's only funny if you have the darkest, sickest... What the fuck, Sigmund? Why do you disobey me? You stay, sir. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. You get to the level where it's only funny if you have a really dark sense of humor, but for most people, it's just sad and disgusting, and there's a profound sense of morbid curiosity. Like, you're the kind of motherfucker at this point where if I put you in a fucking circus tent and said, come see the amazing Mount Everest of blubber, people would fucking pay the admission to come in and see. Come in and gawk. Let's see what a fucking human being looks like with 1,000 pounds of excess fat stapled to their fucking bone structure. That's a good idea. And that's a good show, right? I mean, I did a good job, I think. I did a fucking immaculate job. I'm not even gonna... I usually crumple this up and throw it at you, but this week, I'm gonna fold it neatly and set it down. Because that's... Fuck me.
Crumple it up. Throw it at the camera.
You happy?